Chapter 19. God destroys Sodom. Okay. That evening, the two angels came to the entrance of the city of Sodom, and Lot was sitting there as they arrived. Was Lot sitting at the entrance of the city? I don't know, but when he saw them, he stood up to meet them. Then he welcomed them and bowed low to the ground. "My lords," he said, "come to my home to wash your feet and be my guests for the night. You may then get up in the morning as early as you'd like and be on your way again." "Oh no," they cried. "We'll just spend the night out here in the city square." But Lot insisted, so at last they went home with him. He set a great feast before them, complete with fresh bread made without yeast. After the meal, as they were preparing to retire for the night, all the men of Sodom, young and old, came from all over the city and surrounded the house. After the meal, as they were preparing to retire for the night, all the men of Sodom, young and old, came from all over the city and surrounded the house. They shouted to Lot, "Where are the men who came to spend the night with you? Bring them out so we can have sex with them." Lot stepped outside to talk to them, shutting the door behind him. "Please, my brothers," he begged, "don't do such a wicked thing. Look, I have two virgin daughters. Do with them as you wish, but leave these men alone, for they are under my protection." "Stand back," they shouted. "Who do you think you are? We let you settle among us, and now you are trying to tell us what to do? We'll treat you far worse than those other men." And they lunged at Lot and began breaking down the door. But the two angels reached out and pulled Lot in and bolted the door. Then they blinded the men of Sodom so they couldn't find the doorway. "Do you have any other relatives here in the city?" the angels asked. "Get them out of this place. Sons-in-laws, sons, daughters, or anyone else, for we will destroy the city completely. The stench of the place has reached the Lord, and he has sent us to destroy it." So Lot rushed out to tell his daughters' fiancés, "Quick, get out of the city. The Lord is going to destroy it." But the young men thought he was only joking. At the dawn the next morning, the angels became insistent. "Hurry," they said to Lot, "take your wife and your two daughters who are here. Get out of here right now, or you will be caught in the destruction of the city." When Lot still hesitated, the angel seized his hand and the hands of his wife and two daughters and rushed them to safety outside the city, for the Lord was merciful. "Run for your lives," the angels warned. "Do not stop anywhere in the valley and do not look back. Escape to the mountains or you will die." "Oh no, my lords, please," Lot begged. "You have been so kind to me and saved my life, and you have granted me such mercy, but I cannot go to the mountains. Disaster would catch up to me there, and I would soon die. See, there is a small village nearby. Please let me go there instead. Don't you see how small it is? Then my life will be saved." "All right," the angel said, "I will grant your request. I will not destroy that little village. But hurry, for I can do nothing until you are there." From that time on, that village was known as Zoar, meaning little. Interesting. The sun was rising as Lot reached the village. Then the Lord rained down fire and burning sulfur from the heavens on Sodom and Gomorrah. He utterly destroyed them along with the other cities and villages of the plain. eliminating all life, people, plants, and animals alike. But Lot's wife looked back as she was following along behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Poof! Joker. The next morning, Abraham was up early and hurried out to the place where he had stood in the Lord's presence. He looked out across the plain of Sodom and Gomorrah and saw columns of smoke and fumes, as from a furnace, rising from the cities there. But God had listened to Abraham's request and kept Lot safe, removing him from the disaster that engulfed the cities on the plain. Afterward, Lot left Zoar because he was afraid of the people there, and he went to live in a cave in the mountains with his two daughters. One day, the older daughter said to her sister, There isn't a man anywhere in this entire area for us to marry, and our father will soon be too old to have children. Come, let's get him drunk with wine, and then we will sleep with him. That way we will preserve our family line through our father." So that night they got him drunk, and the older daughter went in and slept with her father. He was unaware of her lying down or getting up again. The next morning, the older daughter said to her younger sister, "I slept with our father last night. Let's get him drunk with wine again tonight, and you go in and sleep with him. That way our family line will be preserved." So that night they got him drunk again, and the younger daughter went in and slept with him as before. He was unaware of her lying down or getting up again, so both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their father. When the older daughter gave birth to a son, she named him Moab, meaning, sounds like a Hebrew term that means from father. Okay, so interesting. He became the ancestor of the nation now known as the Moabites. When the younger daughter gave birth to a son, she named him Ben-Ami. Ben-Ami means son of my people. He became the ancestor of the nation now known as the Ammonites. Ammonites. And that is chapter 19. That's chapter 19. Well, we'll treat you far worse than those other men. Who do you think you are? We let you settle among us. Man, I don't know. A lot seemed pretty stupid to me. Just live there, knowing them people were like that. But whatever. And what kind of father and man is he to be like, to say, "Look, I have two virgin daughters," verse 8. "Look, I have two virgin daughters. Do with them as you wish, but leave these men alone, for they are under my protection." Men, young and old, from all over the city came and surrounded the house. And this joker, like, "I got two virgin daughters. You can do with them as you wish." So you would let a city of men rape your two daughters, two virgin daughters. You ain't got no problem with that. Something is wrong with this dude. Like, seriously. Like, who in their right or left mind would allow their children to be raped by a bunch of people? Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know. Um, but God is merciful. As messed up as that was, this joker was spared by God. Joker acting like that, just leave him in there with the rest of these jokers. Shoot. I mean, anyway. They telling this dude to get up out of here, or you'll be caught in the destruction. Verse 15. It says, at dawn the next morning, the angels became insistent. Hurry, they said to Lot, take your wife and your two daughters who are here. Get out of here right now, or you will be caught in the destruction of the city. That was because apparently his daughters have fiancés in verse 14, and he told them to get out, but they thought he was joking. So, the next morning, the angels are insistent, like, you got to come on. Verse 16. When Lot still hesitating, after these jokers try to rape your daughters and you, coming after some angels or men in your presence, and you still hesitating, for what I know not. But they took his hand, told him to run for his life. Don't stop anywhere. Don't stop anywhere in the valley, and don't look back. Escape to the mountains or you would die. Now, they told this joker to escape to the mountains, and he like, oh no, my lords, please. He begged. You have been so kind. You saved my life. You granted me mercy. I can't go to the mountains. But I can't go to the mountains. Disaster would catch up to me there, and I would soon die. What disaster is he talking about? Number one, I just don't get that at all. And so he asked to go to some little small village. Angel like, all right, I grant you your wish. Go ahead to the village. But after everything is destroyed, verse 30, afterward Lot left Zoar because he was afraid of the people there. And he went and to live in a cave in the mountains with his two daughters. Ain't that where he told that joker to go in the first place? The angels told that joker to go to the mountains in the first place. He was like, oh no, I won't go to the small village. Let me go there because disaster will follow me. What disaster, Joker? You making up stuff. And now you somewhere because you thought of it, thought it was going to be a good place to go, and it ain't even, you scared of the people there. And end up right back where they told you to go in the first place in the mountains. But now your daughter's all messed up, so since you couldn't get their fiancés to come along because they think you joking, they can't take you seriously, which you probably ain't had no good reputation in the first place. So now they all horny and stuff, and they like, ain't no man up here to marry. I guess we might as well do daddy. So they get you drunk, and there you go. Anyway, oh well, that's it. I have nothing to say about that. Moving on.